We are at the point of interracial propaganda making where Palm Pilots themselves are starting to tell black people that it's better on their side of the fence. White tee females have just taken the gloves off and going to make videos themselves. Let's talk about it. My name is Brother Legend and I'm here to raise your consciousness. The ability to take advantage of someone in a weaker position in society would make any relationship unethical. The relationship between a prison guard and a prisoner is unethical because of the power dynamic. The relationship between a teacher and a student, the relationship between a psychologist and a client, the list goes on. And because the caste system of race puts black people in a special position to be taken advantage of, an interracial relationship can be seen as unethical. Race is a caste system where there are people at the top and there are people that are always going to be at the bottom. The people at the top who have hoarded resources and exploited people at the bottom are going to be in a unique position to take advantage of people at the bottom. But basking in the privilege and resources that you took from another community and then turning to them and saying, oh, aren't things better over here, is nasty work.
I mean, the scale at which interracial relationships are shown to us on the internet is very, very alarming and suspicious. You might think it's propaganda because what the hell? Everything in the TV shows, everything, literally everything, we are seeing interracial relationships. It reminds me of Brazil and South America with this whole race mixing thing to, destroy the black gene and stuff.
In 1955, the black family was the most married demographic in America. Fast forward to today, and we are the least married people in America. There have been systemic, economic, and psychosocial barriers set in place to stop black people from coming together ever since we uttered the words Black Power. These systemic barriers have been set in place by the same group that once made it illegal for black men and women to be legally recognized as married. When two people love each other, love helps protect the family. When one person loves another, there is no way they're going to easily let harm come to that person. The slave owners knew this and would trade off our husbands, wives, and children before we had a chance to actually love them. There are even stories where slave owners would find out about enslaved people wanting to get married and then force the wife to stay in his room over the wedding night. So before you listen to some German woman talking about her husband like she found him in some rescue shelter, just understand that she's acknowledging that she knows the power dynamic between black and white people exists. She acknowledges that her people were not put through that same level of torture and systemic barriers in order to get married. And just like R. Kelly at a Chuck E. Cheese, she gets off to the power dynamic.
I am a firm believer that two monoracial black people choosing to love each other, choosing to be in partnership with each other is the most radical form of love there is.
Exactly, especially when you have a white man out here threatening to carry a gun for black men.
I bring a black woman with me in public. I can't tell you how many times I've been threatened, attempt to intimidate me, attempt to stare me down.
Not only in this country, but in the world. The interracial dating propaganda, content that is on this app is not only getting weird, it's starting to get racist and incredibly out of pocket. On one hand, we have people who are acknowledging that it is okay to date down as so long as your partner is white because it brings you a certain level of proximity. We also have white men who are saying if they date black women, that they need to stay strapped up because of the weird looks that they're being given by black men.
They will make any and every excuse to target black men.
On top of all of the other really just weird interracial dating content that's out there, and it's usually centered around white and black dynamics, never around any other coupling. I never see anyone talk about Southeast Asian people and black people, or Latino people and Southeast Asian people. It's this very specific white and black dichotomy that is getting really, really, really odd. And while there is a chance that my husband might be someone who is not within my race, it is not my preference. I fundamentally believe, like I said in the beginning of the video, that two monoracial black people choosing to love on each other, be in partnership with each other, is the most radical form of love there is, period.
And are y'all seeing how a white man, aka Bryce, is making these niggas look crazy? You see how a white man is yearning for a black woman? But if I sit there and I say black women need to be more open-minded in dating, not even just white men, but just someone other than black men, Hispanic men.
Why are black people so easily duped? Like, these guys are playing the game. Like, how do you not understand that? Like, maybe some of them actually do like the black women. I'm not saying they don't. But no one's gonna get on this internet and treat a black woman like shit on national television. But also on the flip side, y'all give non-black men a lot more leeway, right? Y'all give them the benefit of the doubt in almost every situation when it's compared to black men, especially on these shows. Because we were just talking about how, the black men aren't wanted, right? So should they also, by his logic, start looking elsewhere? Do you get what I mean? Should black people watching this say, hey, maybe I should go date white women, right? Maybe I should go date Hispanic women. You know what I mean? And before you come and say, well, they already do that. Well, women already do that. Like, you'll notice that most of the people that are agreeing with him, they're already swirlers. Like, you'll see a lot of people with their white boyfriend in the comment section. So it's like, you're only really agreeing with him, and it's like this echo chamber of people who really wanted to date outside the race, and they're using this as a way to kind of justify it.
So is there like something going on in the white community? Like, what's going on? What is happening?
They're going so hard on interracial relationships because the white population is dying like hell, and they don't want to say that they need black people. So if we fall in love with it, then they don't have to say it. Understand that white people make up between 7 and 8% of the world's population. If you broaden the scope of what white is, then you'll get somewhere around 16%. This is not a big number at all. That's why they have been so fixated in history on wiping everybody out. I believe by the year 2050, like 50% of them supposed to be gone. Thank you. And since 2010 alone, 8.6% have already. Understand, this is new information to a lot of people, but understand that they figured this out maybe 100 plus years ago. Just like the Irish and the Italians weren't considered white, and then they try to integrate them into the white community, they are now doing this to Latinos, white Latinos. Understand that they would do anything to keep white supremacy alive, even mixing with dark-skinned people at this point, because if the white race disappears, the ideology needs to stay alive. Just like you had those 3 Pilgrim girls talking that craziness, that's exactly what it will look like. Essentially, white ideology in a black body. Now, you could love who you love and you could do whatever you want to do, but understand, in history, at no point in time have European Americans ever helped anybody but themselves.
As black men and black women are swirlers and dating outside the race, there's one thing they should not forget: racism.
A lot of you are not going to like this, and I simply do not care. I find every conversation about interracial relationships on this app to be boring as shit. Far too many of you think that you can just come on here and complain about what happened with the interracial partner that you have, and that we're supposed to give a fuck. We do not. Anti-blackness is worldwide. Everything is a race to be in proximity to whiteness, and your black ass is the furthest away from it. Okay, you know this. You're not dumb. Okay, so you come on here and talk about how XYZ happened, and we're sitting here wondering, what did you expect? Now, you can love who you love. I'm not telling you to give a fuck. I'm asking, why do you think we should? Stop doing that.
They know their partners are racist, but they still date them. Another person said, they can still be racist and date you. Every white person has someone in their family that don't like black people, so why set yourself up? OMG, his granny called me the N-word. Lamau. Oh, okay. You can be pro-black and date white people is the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. Exactly. I have been saying.